Yeah. All right, guys, we are at Grace Pizza and Shakes in Pearland. They're amazing for hosting us every single time. And this is hashtag Students for Stuckey. And I'm here with Rilynn Wemhoff. Rilynn is a student at Pearland Junior High West, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And who's your favorite teacher?
Um, Probably Miss Pasha.
Okay. Miss Pasha, you heard that. Favorite teacher. Okay. And you're there, and there's several people that I know at that school. You have Miss Scarborough,
Hmm.
obviously, and Coach McKeska. And
Oh, he has baby pictures of me.
oh, no. Coach McKeska, no sharing. What's your favorite subject?
Um, Probably science or history.
Very cool. I was a very big into science in high school. Biology was my favorite course.
Really?
So yeah, I had a very good teacher. So that always really helps, and something I feel like we have a lot of pretty good teachers in this district. So
Hmm.
it's a good when you're going through school to have somebody that really engages you and all that.
Yeah,
So
one of my best friends, her mom is going to be my science teacher next year,
very cool.
hopefully.
So good. So you'll pay more attention.
Hmm.
All right. So yes, and we'll learn some things. So
I'm
all right. What do
excited.
you? So any future plans? What do you want to do in high school?
Hopefully gonna make basketball,
Okay.
and then I'm looking to join FFA my junior year,
Very cool.
probably.
Yeah. So you're going to be at Pearland High?
Hmm.
Awesome. Go Oilers. Um, I coached at Dawson, so I'll apologize to my Eagles fans, but we support everybody here.
Hmm.
So FFA, very good. Are
Yes.
you looking to raise an animal?
Yes, I think I was gonna do it this year, but I couldn't because of basketball. So
Okay.
I was looking to raise a goat.
Oh, very cool.
Hmm.
Very cool. That is awesome. So big responsibility.
Yeah,
So you actually have to get up and feed it because
I know.
they like
The early
food.
mornings.
They like to eat. So
Yeah, I heard.
yeah. So if you have a large area of land that needs to be cleared, a goat is a great
It's like a
resource to have.
Roomba.
Yes. It's like a Roomba for properties. So, so good analogy. So,
Yes.
all right. So Rylan is going to ask me a few questions. I haven't seen any of the questions. You
Mm-mm.
would not share them with me. And actually, though, I didn't see any of the previous ones either, except Ava had her sitting next to me on the
Oh.
thing, so I could kind of see what was coming. So Cody didn't share with me, so I'm kind of interested to see. Hopefully,
Okay.
not too tough on me.
I don't know. I think you could do it. So, my
We
first question is, what will you do to change schools on like a daily basis from what it is now?
okay. One of the things that I think, and I got this kind of the ERP that Pearland is one of 63 schools
Hmm.
to be on the ERP honor roll. That's top 9% in the state. One of 63 Texas state schools, public schools. One of the things that I like about that is it's not something put together to rank schools and to say, hey, we're better than you. It's more of a list to show you who's doing the right things
Yeah.
in regards to college, career, military readiness, and things of that nature, and getting people. When you graduate high school, we want you to have you can go to college if you want. You have certificate programs at Turner High School or at Pearland and Dawson High School that are through the CTE programs, where you can get a certificate and go into a career, or you could serve our country, which is admirable as well. And
Yes.
the military does a great job of teaching you skills and things that help you when you either decide to you can make a career out of the military, or you can go into a
Isn't
private
that
job
the
after.
JROC program?
They do have ROTC programs in the school, so you could go through the JROC program and
Hmm.
learn some of those military things. But one of the things that I want to definitely promote, and I think the district does okay, but I'm a big advocate for collaboration.
Yes.
I do it all the time in my industry. I work in construction.
Hmm.
We have many different companies that do the same thing that we do all over the country. and I regularly set up calls with them. We have people that use the same software that we use, so I'll set up calls and we'll talk about best practices. And then we have people that also work in asphalt paving and construction, and so we'll talk about, you know, equipment and what type of equipment that they use and how do they do this and how do they do that, and try to improve what we do, and what we pick the things that work for us and we try to improve. You know, Silvercrest Elementary has a house program. It's modeled after Harry Potter. It's the Ron Carter Academy.
Oh, yeah.
And so my girls are there. They absolutely love it. They just had Harry Potter Day, by the way, so they were all dressed up. But it's a real big buy-in. You need the school to buy in. It's not a perfect fit for every school, but you can take some things from Silvercrest, or you can take some things from Junior High East or Junior High West, and you can apply them at other schools, see what works, take something from those schools and try to improve, you know, the day-to-day, like you mentioned, at, you know, like when you get to Pearland High School. Take some things from Dawson. Dawson can take some things from Pearland. They can look at to the junior highs and take a few things that are working and kind of try to improve that, you know, not only for the teachers and the students, but the staff as well, and the administration. So
just to make it a better environment.
Just, you know, if we can improve, we're always going to look to improve. So for sure.
Okay, so my next one.
There we go. So we're using technology here too.
Yes. So my next one is, with all the uncertainties like about government funding, how will you ensure students have a good access to education and extracurricular activities?
Okay, so I was a football coach. I coached for 10 years at Dawson. I feel in just my development in my life, I played all kinds of sports. I was in band in high school.
Really?
I was in the Aggie band at Texas A&M.
Oh, wow.
And the Corps Cadets, you know, well, they're the same. You know, the band is part of the Corps. But I feel that those activities in my life helped develop me into who I am now. And so I feel that it's an important part of our education. Whether you are, you know, we just had $252,000 worth of rodeo art that Dawson High School came up with, you know, and sold at auction. So we have several pieces from Pearland High School as well. Lana had a piece, I think that was $32,000.
Oh, wow.
Really nice pencil drawing. So there are so many things that kind of add to your educational experience aside from your, you know, STEM subjects and your English and language arts and history and all that. So I think that, you know, we want to make sure that everybody has access to those things. So we want to make sure they're funded. We also want to make sure we're retaining good coaches and directors and leaders of these programs.
Yes.
So one of the things that I am interested in working with the other members of the board on, and the superintendent, is to make sure that we're retaining teachers. We are at 14% turnover rate, which is 5% below the state average. So we're doing really well. But Pearland isn't just some good city. We're a great great city, and we're one of the premier places to live, in my opinion. We've been here 17 years.
Really?
We absolutely love it, and it's a great community.
It is.
And so I want to attract good teachers to come here and make it their community also. So you know, that's something that we have to look at. Now, we have budgets.
Yeah.
And that's the other part of your question, is we need to advocate our representatives to fund public education. Currently, we are not doing a very good job because, you know, while I agree with our governor on a lot of things, I happen to disagree on the voucher program. Jeff Berry and I share the same stance. He is our state representative. I am a no on the two plans that are out, HB3 and SB2. So whichever one makes it to the governor's desk, you know, we're not scared of competition in Pearland ISD, but right now what's happening is the state of Texas is holding money in an effort it's holding everything back instead of funding public education, and they're trying to pass a voucher educational savings account is what it basically is. And once that is passed, then they will release money to public education, and it will amount to a couple $100s a kid probably. So when you attend school, like, you know, attendance is key. So when you attend, you get a $6,000 right now. We're at $6,190 a student.
Oh wow.
I believe that number is going to go up to 6360 maybe, or 63 something.
Yeah.
If HB2 or HB3 passes, or SB2, so something around that range. Okay, now I think we need to do even better than that. Part of the reason I'm kind of against those bills is the long term cost of them. I don't want to see a massive expansion of government
Hmm.
in order to send public money to private schools.
Yeah.
Again, if if I'm as a parent make the decision to send my children to private school,
Hmm.
then that is a choice that I can make.
Yeah.
I can choose to send them, and do choose to send them, to Pearland ISD, because there isn't anything better. There's absolutely no way for me to improve other than going to the district. So I feel that, teacher recruitment and retention, we got to get people good here.
Yes.
We've got to retain them, and we've got to fund public education. And so I just want to kind of move forward, get through this voucher stuff, and
Yeah.
fund things so we can keep those
Yeah.
good teachers around.
Recently, my school spent a bunch of money to send 200 kids to New York for a choir trip.
They're there now, I believe. Yeah, Carnegie Hall.
Mm-hmm.
Very
It's
cool.
pretty exciting.
Yes, they sold it out.
Really?
Well, yes. So
That's so cool.
So Carnegie Hall is sold out for Pearland ISD choirs.
I'm so excited for them.
So I think it was East. Which
It's
East and West?
East and West.
East and West. Yeah. So really cool, very exciting for them.
I know.
That is a once in a lifetime thing. I've never been to Carnegie Hall or anything. So the fact that we have the resources in our community to get our kids there is, really amazing.
It's a really good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next one is, how will you ensure schools are a safer environment?
So we've had a lot of we have had a lot of improvements in that arena since I was at Dawson.
Yeah.
When I was at Dawson, you could come in, you had to check in on the right, but there was no atrium to the school. So if I had, ill intent, I could simply run past the desk. Now, we had SROs, and somebody would probably make attempts to stop me, but there wasn't anything to kind of hold me in an area. So the atriums now in the schools, the regular inspections that we do, we've had audits. We've done very well on the audits. I think on the most recent audit, we had 4, I don't know what they call them, for lack of a better term, we'll say dings. 2 of them were paperwork, and 2 of them were door locking. The lock was malfunctioning. So it wasn't the teachers or students propping open doors or holding doors open or doing something. Those were addressed immediately. The paperwork issues were they were trained, and that was corrected. So I think our district's doing really well, but it is a very important thing to not just get complacent with we're doing well. Those audits need to be available. The board needs to review them. If there are issues that pop up, we need to have them addressed, and we need to make sure that they're addressed. So school safety is very important. For sure. Absolutely.
Since I think 5th grade, I've really noticed an improvement on our school safety, because when I was in, I think 6th grade, a kid had brought a weapon to school and had other intention. Yeah. And it was pretty scary. But now we have police officers that are amazing.
Yes.
And it's so much better now.
And so that's one of back to your previous question. That's the district. As a parent, I love that. I want SROs at as many campuses as we can have. Our police officers are amazing in Pearland. I want to have them there. I think it provides a good environment, and it helps the administration when there are issues. The police can kind of come in and help. The SROs at Dawson were fantastic at taking kids that may have had some struggles or had done something incorrectly, or that was, an issue like a fight, let's say, and kind of helping to resolve that situation. It wasn't always, hey, we're going to throw you in a locked room, or we're going to put handcuffs on you, or we're going to give you a ticket. It was kind of let's work together to kind of speak to both kids, make sure, hey, this is a disagreement. This is how you're supposed to do it. There are consequences to actions, but they did a great job of handling that. So I love it as a parent. It's one of the state's mandated things. We did get some money from the state for the initial cost, and we do get 20 cents per student, which is about, when we have, 21,000 students now, 22,000 students. So we're looking at about, $4,400 or something.
Yeah.
So it doesn't cover the cost. So the state mandates that we have to have SROs at both high schools and at the junior highs, but they're not covering the cost of that. It's kind of good. There's other things as well, like pre-K is now a full year, but we're only being compensated by the state for half of a year. So all of those things, we have a balanced budget in Pearland ISD. Our superintendent and the board has done a great job of making sure we're not overspending and having to dip into reserve funds. But it gets really difficult if the state puts other things on you that you have to do and doesn't provide the resources to cover those costs.
Yeah, that is
so then we have to cut somewhere else. So in order to maintain that balanced budget, we got to provide this here because the state says, tech STAR tests all online now. We got to provide all the technology for that because every student has to have that. But now we've got to come up with the funds from somewhere else. So that cuts into can we give teachers more money? Can we, things of that nature. So it's a difficult thing. So, but safety is a really, to me, a very important thing. Obviously, with 2 children in the district, I want to make sure that, they come home in the same condition that they went to school in. And that goes for every single kid. We do not want any form of situation in Pearland ISD, for sure.
Yeah. The police officers at our school are amazing.
They are always so good. So good.
Okay. So this is my last question. Why should students vouch for you, and what benefits do you intend to bring?
For students? Okay. Well, as a former teacher, I was an AP macroeconomics teacher, which you'll take when you're a senior.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, long story short, it's supply and demand.
Okay.
So if let's say, what's the coolest shoe that you can go buy?
Jordans.
Jordans. Okay, so everybody wants Jordans, right?
Yeah.
Are Jordans pretty expensive compared to other shoes?
Yeah, they're like
a little bit more.
Depends. Yeah.
So when everybody wants to buy something, the person making that can charge more money, right?
And the price goes up.
So you have a higher demand, you have a higher price. Now,
and then when there's like a bigger, set of it, stock of it, then the price goes down.
Because you have so much left.
Yeah.
Like if we were to create 1 million Jordans and the demand was only 700,000, we don't get to charge that high price anymore because we have 300,000 things sitting in inventory and we need to sell them. So we're going to have a higher supply and a little bit, and that's going to drive the price down.
Yeah.
So that's basically, there's a lot more to it, but that's kind of, it's a supply and demand thing. Yeah. And, you get to learn about, I'll teach you a term. This is Miss Scarborough's favorite term. So I want you to go and tell her that it's an opportunity cost issue.
I'll tell her.
Next time she asks you, says, hey, Rilynn, can you do this? Say, well, it's an opportunity cost issue. So here's what opportunity cost is. So there's tons of alternatives. Like you're talking to me right now, you could be doing all kinds of other things, right? Like we could list them out, go to the movies with my friends, all this kind of stuff, right? We have a long list. Your opportunity cost is your next best alternative. So if you did not choose to be here, what would you be doing? That's what you gave up to be here in terms of cost. So if I have $20 and I go to the store and I choose to buy some Topo Chicos, then what did I give up? Well, maybe I gave up some soda, or maybe I gave up bread and eggs. Eggs are like $20 now, so that's a perfect analogy. So maybe I gave up those things. So that is you could say that my cost is, those items that I gave up. So, and when you get those free coupons from Chick-fil-A, you can think they're not really free. You don't have to pay money for them, but you do have to go drive to Chick-fil-A, sit in the drive-through lane, which is not very long. It costs you gas, so it costs you time. You could be doing something else. So there is a cost to everything.
Yeah.
So anyway, students should vote for me because I was a teacher at Dawson High School. There are a lot of former students that I have that speak very highly of me. I'm very humbled by that. I don't try to put myself on I wasn't the best teacher there or anything by any measure, but I do try to think that I put in a very good effort every day to teach people about economics and various other subjects. And I did go out and put in a great deal of effort to help our football team to win games and help our kids to develop skills that they could apply on the field to be successful. And so I feel that that's kind of, I put students kind of at the forefront of everything. Yes, you are not 18, so you cannot vote. However, you are affected by the board's decisions, by our superintendent's decisions. And so when thinking about things that come before the board, the very first thought for me is students. How is this going to impact them? And if it's to impact you, if it's getting better teachers, retaining quality teachers, like I talked about earlier, then that's what we need to do, because we want to take care of our students. That is 100% our goal. That's why we're here. Otherwise, we wouldn't have schools.
Which would not be good.
They used to not have them back a long time ago. And so we decided at some point that having an educated society is a good thing. We want to provide an education to everyone. So now you choose to excel and to take these classes or take that, and you choose kind of your path through school. So I think that's a good thing. I think the pizza's here.
I think so.
So maybe we should end.
I agree.
All right.
This was a good interview, though.
Well, thanks. It was nice to talk. Good questions.
Thank you.
All right.
I like the answers.
Yes. Bye-bye.